What's up, Doc? Somehow we guessed we'd find you.
Stop playing innocent. I've heard that little intermezzo. I have the ear.
We're very sorry, Bubo.
Of course she'll come back. She loves me. I don't know why.
She's not wrong about that.
What do you want? Haven't you caused enough trouble already?
We're here for some information. Then we'll be out of your head.
Who cares? So what do you...
Say, Bubo, about Ursula.
What about her?
Well, that's just it. What if she's not coming back?
Well, don't worry, boys. The wind's blowing, the sun's shining.
And Ursula always comes back.
Exactly. There are things in...
Touching, but you should be prepared for the worst. I thought Molly was coming.
Oh, yeah.
I trust Ursula, Sonny. What else can...
Well, to be honest, that's all... What do you know about this wristband, Bubo?
Zip said they gave these to patients in hospitals. That's why we came back to you.
Something similar, yes, but...
And?
And what?
Well, what do you think? Where's...
How the hoot would I know, Sonny? What am I, some kind of psychic? That I put my hands on it and...
Okay, let's try another approach. Do you have any idea why Wessler's men were looking for Zip so hard?
I don't. How should I know?
He had to hide a body. The body of someone...
Really?
That rang a bell, old owl.
Well, boys, if I'm right.
That's more like it.
Tell us, Bubo.
So, Wessler, the wristband, and a...
Out with it, Owlface.
Okay, don't peck me, chickens. Hobart Ibn Wessler has a relative who happens to be a resident at an insane asylum. The band...
Wait, a relative? What kind?
Yeah. You don't know?
Albert Wessler.
You put it together very skillfully, Marty. Yes, Albert Wessler.
Do you think he's the corpse? But why?
How the hell should I know that?
Thanks, Bubo. If what you told us is true, then this time...
Will wonders never see?
So, Albert Wessler.
It's got some fancy long name.
Thanks, Bubo.
Here it is. Let there be peace forever. Mental in...
Where can we find it? I've never heard of it.
It's a good 6-hour drive from Clov.
You're the best, Bubo. You finally proved you...
Finally? Now get your chicken scratch. Just one more thing.
What's that, Bubo?
If that someone was really Albert Wessler, the trouble...
It's always bigger than we think, Bubo. We're used to it.
You don't understand. Ibn Wessler...
So what?
Then the problem's bigger than we thought.
Well, thanks for worrying about us, Doc. But there's no way back from here. Too far, too late.
We're like hounds, old man. Once we've caused...
Who? Not while you're alive.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, goodbye then, fellas.
The pleasure was all ours, Doc. That rat you mentioned.
Should I be surprised or what? I knew it was him.
Yeah, we knew.
What did that old...
Ibn was blackmailing him with something. That's what we wanted to ask you. Do you know anything about it?
I don't care about Wessler's dealings, Sonny. I patch up who or... it's the same thing.
Oh, brother. What was that ruckus all about?
She has literally infinite patience.
I think infinity's infinite.
Whoosh.
I'll zip it.
This day was too much for her. We were supposed to go out for a date or something. It's New Year's Eve after all. You know. But that's when those bastards arrived. Then the even worse bastards. You.
And that was too much for her. Well, yeah, I can understand.
Somehow tonight, we're shocking everybody we come across.
And
Sign of what?
at the time for the
On the contrary, old man.
great wild ones preserve us.
You're right, Doc.
Who? Hey.
Yeah, we were. You're the best, Bubo. You finally proved useful. We had to gather ourselves, take a deep breath, and think over what we knew so far. What the chickens had I got myself into? What had I dragged Marty into? Moreover, what had we pulled the whole city into? This was going to be one of those cases that changed things forever. But I wasn't worried about myself. It didn't matter to me. Too many pieces.
A secret twin brother? Sonny, I'm starting to feel like we're really in a detective novel. A cheap one.
Yeah, but,
What is it, Boss Bird?
I think it's best if we go our...
What? Are you joking? I know you have a weak...
I'm not joking, Marty.
Well, I certainly hope...
Whatever comes next, you don't need to be mixed up in it. You have someone to go home.
God damn it, Sonny. Can you hear yourself? What do you think? I endured all this to give up now? What do you take me for? No, pal. You're not getting rid of me so easily.
I just want you to keep your career and your life intact, you moron. Just accept it, shake my hand, and go home.
One more word, Sonny, and I swear I'm gonna bash your beak in. I risked my life more than once tonight.
No. Why?
Because we're a team. We have been a team for almost a decade. I don't care what Blood Boil says or whatever's on a goddamn piece of paper.
I'm sorry. You're right.
We're gonna go to that insane asylum and wrap this shit up fast and clean. Yeah, just like you said.
Thanks, Marty. Without you, I'd most likely already be sleeping the big sleep.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Like you say.
Let's drop this before you start crying.
I hope not.
You almost just did.
Cluck off, Marty.
That's the spirit, the Sonny I know and hate.
What do you think, Marty?
What? You care what I think? You must...
Stop fooling around, Marty. I'm serious.
Well, I think we're in deep shit. But to be...
Do you think he really murdered his brother?
Doesn't add up yet. Something's missing. Let's visit the institution and try to find out what...
Exactly. If he's the dead body, we've got to know what the...
What do you think, Sonny?
I think Ibn, Albert, and Natasha are...
And the fact that Natasha used to be a...
Yeah,
Listen, Sonny, about Molly.
Oh, just forget it, Marty, okay? She's not part of my life anymore. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Forget it. Let's concentrate on the case.
Whatever you say, Boss Bird.
See, it could be.
No, you don't believe that.
I'm not sure what I believe. Let's see. Things got mixed up at the brothel. that's obvious. And Ibn wanted to keep that a secret. Who could it belong to? Somebody died for that secret. Zip hid the body, but he kept the wristband. Was almost certainly Albert Wessler, a resident of an insane asylum. But why did he have to die?
You know, I thought about it multiple...
We've met her on a number of occasions, Marty. Remember?
Maybe Susie's just an act.
You've read too much of that cheap garbage, Marty. There's no conspiracy theory. Susie's just a...
Yeah, you're disappointed.
I know. A stack of paper. Books I've never... A closet. When all of this... Books I've never... Huh. Why did you keep...
Please say the floor inside.
More like dirty...
You're no fun, son.
Well, you'll get old eventually.
Never.
I still have nightmares about the...
Really?
I was 3.
Hey, wait a minute.
Exactly, Marty.
I'm surprised you ever returned.
Well, maybe that's the reason I did return, Marty. It's like when someone...
Heavy stuff. So where exactly is this place?
A few hours' drive from here, in the middle of nowhere.
You think it's a good idea to go there?
I told you, you can still go back.
Oh, wouldn't you love that? No such luck, boss. If I get killed or locked up forever now...
Thanks, pal. I deserve that.
You still trust her?
I never trusted her, Marty.
I mean, you believe her?
I'm sure she was honestly afraid. People don't fake it that easy.
Or how she knows Molly.
Yeah, that too. And the
Hey, Sonny, she didn't seduce you.
Ah, don't be stupid, Marty. My old ticker hasn't been beat.
Yeah, all right, boss. So what do you think happened to the corpse?
Probably been eaten. Horrible to think about, but even if half...
You're telling me. Makes my feathers stand on end when I think about what goes on in there. And we pretend we don't know about it.
This won't end well. I'm afraid soon...
Well, that's if another meat war doesn't break out first.
Lovely prospects, eh?
Either way, it was a damn clever move for Wessler to hide the body and wrote...
It's the only place no one will ever find.
Like the belly of a burning ship.
Oh, I think that was an intentional...
Sounds about right. Who'd have thought? I believed that little rat.
There's a point when it's too late to change, Marty. His past caught up with him. Whatever he did since then...
Not much.
Exactly. And that's the case with us, too. That's why I won't back down. Even though a voice in my head is screaming right now.
Maybe we should do that.
Maybe we should.
Okay, so the picture is more or less clear. Ibn's got his brother killed because...
Well, that could be the case, but I believe the...
Which we'd only learn if we talk to him. I mean, if the corpse isn't...
Which would be exciting, but...
That too, yeah. But... It's chaos and mayhem wherever we go. Oh,
Yeah, I never thought I'd say this, but you're right. Never knew how much I missed it.
that feels...
Just don't get too excited.
Hey, if you like music...
Maybe I love...
The Silence of Clawville.
Yeah, something like that, Marty.
So...
Not long after,
I see.
I helped around the orphanage.
So you were a kindergarten...
No!
Relax, sonny.
Stop it right there, Marty.
Bravo PD, how can I help you?
I'd still like... Oh, it gets more...
You're the best, Bubo. Why did you keep that wristband? I've had enough stim... books I've never...
Okay, so the picture is...
No, that could be the case, but I believe...
Which we'd only look... That...
Nautica. Stavonia.
I'd still like to take...
I wouldn't do that.
Oh, it gets more...
Or maybe... Huh.
So where exactly is this?
A few hours' drive.
Do you think it's a good idea to go?
I told you.
Wouldn't you?
Thanks, pal. Thanks for everything, pal.
Don't mention it, Sonny. If it weren't for you, nobody would have...
How lucky you are.
Damn right.
Hello. You've called the Let There Be Peace Forever mental institution for ill and damaged minds. What can I do for you, sir? Or madam?
Well, I'd like to inquire about a patient who I believe is being treated at your institution.
I'm sorry, sir, but I can't give out that information if you don't have...
Unfortunately, I don't have that. I'm not a relative. I'm calling...
Oh, I see. In that case, officer, I'd advise you to visit us.
Thank you, miss. I guess I'll...
We'll welcome you with open arms.
Oh,
See you soon.
So,
We have to go there.
the thought gives...
Chicken bumps aren't good enough for...
Ha ha ha. So,
It'd be better if I called Lewis.
whew, great idea. I'd still like to take a peek.
I wouldn't...
Oh, it gets...
Hey, Lewis, it's...
Oh, hello, Sonny.
Were you sleeping, pal?
Me? Oh, I was... What?
Would you open up a room for Mart?
Naturally, son.
Thanks, Lewis. I'm not...
I will.
Yeah. I slept like I used to sleep years ago. Like a miner or a soldier. Empty. Dead tired. Then I saw Tessa. My darling little daughter. But no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't recall her face. I reached out to her, but she just kept getting further and further away. Then I saw Molly. But she wasn't real. Just the ghost of a memory. I'm here, I cried. But all I heard was laughter. Not hers. Who's there? Suddenly, she appeared. Natasha. Just stood there laughing. But her eyes were cold. Then she said something. Painted red. Painted red. Painted red. That was just a dream, Sonny. Nothing more. I looked at Marty and I saw the same thing in his eyes as he probably saw in mine. It's time to hit the brakes, to turn back, go home and forget about all of this. Of course, I stepped on the gas instead. Honestly, I wasn't expecting anything good, but this...
Ooh, just like a horror movie.
I was thinking the same.
Appearances can be deceiving.
Let's hope so.
This guy seems strange.
You don't say. You've been treated here too.
Oh, don't be stupid. I'm serious.
No.
Well?
No, it can't be. Are you telling me it's him? M.B. Davis himself?
I'm sure of it, pal. It seems the gossip was true.
Oh, no.
Huh. It doesn't matter how big a star you once were. Ending up lonely and crazy in a rotting insane asylum.
That was very, poetic of you, Marty. Almost deep. Careful you don't drown.
Pluck you.
Of all the great wild ones,
Greetings, miss.
is it really you?
Well, yes.
Yes, it really is you, the chicken police.
I'm afraid so.
Of all that's furry and plumey,
Miss, we'd like to ask...
Please, don't be scared. I'm just really excited. You know, I've read every book about you and your adventure.
Indeed.
You can't imagine what an honor it is to meet you in person.
We really...
Oh God, oh God, oh God. Take a deep breath, Miranda.
Are you okay, miss?
Yes, I am. I just needed some air. So, dear...
Well, miss, we have some questions, if you don't mind.
I'd love to answer all of your questions.
Say, miss, what can you tell us about this place?
Our institution was standing even before the Great Meat War, and during the war, it was transformed into a military hospital. Since then, we're relentlessly working on treating injured minds under the leadership of Dr.
The place seems pretty empty. Do many people work here?
We have 32 residents and 7 nurses, including me. We also have a 3-person maintenance and clean.
I see. This Dr. Quetzal is...
Exactly. Director, scientist, researcher, patron, and...
Quite a guy.
He certainly is.
So who is this Dr. Quetzal exactly?
He's a world-famous researcher of the mind, Mr. Featherland. He published countless books in the fields of psychology.
What?
Unraveling the mind. It's the most crucial mission of the century, Mr.
That's really good to know.
So this doctor's some celebrity, right? Does he usually meet, other important...
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
Well, like, Mr. Hobart Wessler.
Ah, yes. That's...
He's swamped, is he?
Exactly, Mr. Featherland. He is very busy. All the time.
I thought so. What can you say about this, miss? Have you, seen anything like it?
Of course. Our residents wear these for identification. But how did you come by it?
Huh. I see.
The wristband does belong to one of our residents. But I'm afraid I'm not allowed to tell you more due to...
Oh, come on, Miranda.
I'm sorry, I can't.
Miranda, this case is a matter of life.
All right. I'll do it. Albert Wessler, the patient...
Figures. Just as we thought.
Thank you, Miranda. We'll never forget this.
Please, don't make me blush. And don't tell anyone you heard it from me.
Oh, we won't.
So when can we talk to Mr. Wessler?
I need to ask Dr. Quetzal. Please wait here.
Thank you.
Dr. Quetzal will see you. He's waiting for you in his office. Up the stairs, all the way down the hall, until the last door.
What a surprise. It's enough to mention Wessler's name and all the doors are...
I wouldn't want to get mixed up in this, but...
Danger? What do you mean?
We haven't heard from him since he disappeared. And we're really worried.
I see. We don't know yet, miss, but let's hope for the best.
Great wild ones protect him.
Where is he?
No idea, Marty.
The smell of all that's furry.
Well, reptiles have a disgusting body odor, Monty, but they feel exactly the same.
Exactly.
Great wild ones, you scared the hell out of me.
I already sensed your arrival from afar. You know, snakes have a different sense of...
Well, yeah. Luckily, we're living in civilized...
Lucky. Please, take a seat. To be honest, gentlemen, your visit is anything but a surprise.
What an introduction.
Please forgive me. I have the bad habit of immediately getting into the middle of things. How very rude of...
The name is Santino Featherland, and this is my part...
From the Predatory Division of the Clawville Police Department. Your fame is one step...
We're used to it.
Certainly.
We have some questions about one of your patients, if you don't mind. We'd like to talk to him.
Please be specific.
Look, Doctor, we're too tired to play cat and mouse. Not that snake and chicken sounds...
Very funny, I must say.
We know you know. It's about Albert Wessler, Ibn Wessler's secret twin. Ever since we've said his name, all the doors have miraculously opened. That's...
Well, yes. Why should I deny it?
Now, that's much more interesting.
Because Albert, regrettably, has disappeared, and you are police detectives, I have no reason not to talk to you.
Not even if it's a matter of life.
Everything's a matter of life and death in here, detective. This is a hospital.
Still, I'd like to give the impossible a try.
Please, detective, just do your...
Why do you have bars on your...
Because it's a room like all the others, and I'm...
With the significant difference of you...
It's not as big...
An Isle of Reason in a...
Insanity is such a strong word, and...
You see, that's something I think about a lot nowadays.
If you like, I can give you an appointment.
Oh, this is your chance, Sonny. Don't miss it. We're already here.
Marty, clock up. How long was Albert a resident of the institution?
For quite some time. His first symptoms surfaced in his teens. Depression.
Was he brought here immediately after the first...
You know, the biggest problem with an opinion on insanity is that animals are ashamed of it. That's the reason...
Because animals would rather hide what they're afraid to face.
I couldn't have said it better.
As far as I know, the Wessler family wasn't exceptionally well.
Indeed, they were rather poor, but we offer our services...
Then how do you sustain yourself?
By the grace of the treasury of King Hector III.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
My family and the royal dynasty...
What kind of a place is this exactly? I assume it wasn't built as an insane asylum.
It used to be a mansion. Construction started during the occupation in 622. Then it stood empty for almost a century.
How long have you been working here?
I've worked here for more than 30 years, but it's been in my family's possession for almost a...
So if I count correctly, as soon as it went to the crown, it was seized by your family.
That's almost accurate, Mr.
What a lovely inheritance. Tell me, Doctor, do you know Madame Zavas?
Just like everybody else, I've heard of her, but I never had the pleasure of meeting her.
Oh, you can be sure about that. I'd gladly get you two together if I had the chance. A spare cell would suit her very much.
Is that so?
As it turns out, she likes small, narrow...
Oh, I see. What a coincidence.
Dr. Quetzal's a real mystery. But I can turn that to my advantage. I just need to focus on the strangest pieces of the puzzle. So when did Albert become a resident of your institute?
Albert and Hobart, or Ibn as you call him, arrived here almost exactly 4 years.
Could you describe that day?
It was not long after New Year's Eve, maybe the first week of the year, if I'm not mistaken.
What was your first impression of them?
I already knew the Wessler name. I knew who they were. Or at least I knew one of them, Hobart Wessler. He was famous.
And Albert?
He was new to me, an invisible grey ghost.
Why?
Because they were ashamed of him, of course, Mr. Featherland.
What was your first impression of him?
He was silent, but observed everything that surrounded him.
Was he afraid?
I wouldn't say so. It seemed to me that he wanted to move into our institution.
Didn't you think of that as...
Of course I did. But who am I to judge? It was rather...
What kind of special treatment did Albert...
You know, if an institution like ours has to accept a Wessler as a guest...
And complete secrecy, I guess.
Yes, but that's the case for all our...
Of course. So in what way did he receive more than the other?
Basically, we don't admit anyone into our institution without a complete and thorough
So you didn't even know if he had anything?
Initially, no. He was more of a guest than a patient.
Do you think he was a threat to others?
He didn't seem like that at first. He was fragile, frail, overwrought.
And later, when you came to know him?
Albert had certain seizures. We found that out quite soon in that surprisingly cold winter. During those times...
Are you telling me Albert had multiple...
We found out very quickly that there was no other reason for the cause of his seizures. He had a cold and calculating...
He had these seizures from the beginning?
Yes, Mr. Featherland, but they started to intensify after Albert left our institution for the first time.
He did what? Left the institution?
Oh, yes, Mr. Featherland. Albert left the institution on several...
Quetzal's not only very observant, but he's addicted to details. I must focus on that if I want to get close. When and why did Albert leave?
It was about 2 years ago. Mr. Hobart Wessler appeared and demanded we let his brother go free. Naturally,
But you did.
He returned the same day. Albert was ecstatic. He was unrestrained. I could almost...
That was unusual.
I had never seen him like that before, Mr. Featherland.
Did he ever tell you what happened to him outside?
Of course he did. Albert and I had a...
Was it a painting of a lovely lady cat?
Oh, exactly.
Yes, Dr. Quetzal, I've seen it. So Albert left on many occasions to continue work.
Exactly, Mr. Featherland. Every time he came back, he...
More danger.
Albert was hurting himself. And on one occasion, he even tried to hurt me. It was unprecedented.
Do you think the painting caused it?
Not the painting, Mr.
But its subject.
Exactly. He was obsessed. Right until that...
What exactly happened that day?
It wasn't Hobart who brought his brother back that day, but 2 of his gorillas. Not lit...
What happened to him?
I don't like to talk about that, Mr. Featherland.
It could be vital to the case, Dr. Quetzal. Don't back down.
Oh, you're right. There's no use turning back now. So, Albert's tongue was torn out, or cut off, I don't know exactly.
So you're saying Albert was brought back horribly mutilated?
Yes. And they didn't give any explanation.
Dr. Quetzal is cold and professional, but he's also very confused. Maybe it's cruel, but The two fellas who brought Albert back, could you describe them?
Those two fellas, as you put it, were two remarkably huge, rude men.
A ram and a bobcat, perhaps?
No, one of them was a tiger, if I remember correctly. He had a rather fresh bump.
Did they tell you anything, besides it was an accident?
They didn't say anything, but gave an obvious signal that I had to keep quiet.
I see. Pull yourself together, Doctor. What was Albert's...
Mind your toes.
Sorry, Doc.
How could I not be? I'm not...
So, what was he...
Even more silent than ever.
What do you mean by that?
He never painted anything again.
That didn't get me far. What happened then?
A few weeks later, Hobart came to visit Albert
What did Hobart do during the visit?
He didn't do anything. He just sat and...
Couldn't you manage to draw anything out of him?
Nothing. For a while, he was trying to signal something. Perhaps he was too afraid. And most likely...
Do you think Hobart could have killed Albert?
It's horrible to say it, but I'm sure of it.
How did he disappear in the end? Did someone come for him?
That's what's most eerie about it all, Mr. Featherland.
Did anyone see anything?
No one. We interrogated the staff, even the patients.
Unfortunately, I have a hunch. Thank you, Doctor. You've been a great help.
Oh, well, I'm glad I could be of help.
We understand, Doctor. That's quite
I think you understand why we kept it a secret. The accident. We didn't believe it. Not for a
Different how?
If someone got one of his eyes poked out and his tongue torn out,
We believe you, Doctor.
I'd rather call it his room.
Thanks to the West.
Yes. Well, we try to make all of our...
I hope you don't mind if we take...
That's not...
Well, that's,
I've never seen a cell like this before.
It seems that being a Wessler gets you...
And a healthy dose.
Mostly that, yeah. Let's take a good look around. I'm sure we'll find some answers here.
Well,
What the dickens?
unmistakable.
This place is bad for you, pal. But if you've already jump-started your beak holes, then sniff out the solution.
I'm on it, Boss Bird. You know, I don't...
You mean a...
You're right.
As always. Look at that. Identical twins. And look, 2 men and 1 woman. Nothing good ever comes of that.
Well...
Of all the wild ones, Marty, please.
Just use your imagination,
Scribbles. Newspaper article.
Just like...
Yeah.
If you say... No way! Is this...
I don't think so. The style.
It is.
I guess the...
Are you really?
I never said...
Isn't this
Mark,
okay?
a small...
No way. Is it?
I don't think so.
No way.
I don't think so. Albert was madly in love with Natasha and would have done anything for her. Identical twins. And looking at... What do you make of this?
Apart from the fact the guy was totally insane.
That maybe we've been chasing
What do you mean?
everything?
Why do you?
If I'm right,
What's that, Sonny?
I just have to think things back to Clawville, where we can finally...
You're driving.
What can you tell us about...
Do you mean
Did she have... I...
Do you mean if you? Farewell, Miranda, dear.
So,
Marty McCh.
oh,
Furry.
goodbye.
I'm sure it...
If there's any...
Thank you. I don't believe this. Those two again?
Take him out. My car won't last much longer.
Don't worry, Sonny. I was born to do this.
Concentrate, Marty, for the God's sake.
Can you drive like you're not a fucking lunatic?
Shut up and shoot, you big feather pillow. Are you blind or what? Where did you learn to shoot?
Well, that was close.
A little too close for my taste, and it only strengthens my belief.
Well, come on, what did you work out? Will you tell me?
Sure. Let's put the picture together. Let's start from the beginning. So, we got a case.